Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of your Brains Coach podcast. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm your host, I'm your Brains Coach, and it is my job here to bring to you all the best, recent, cutting edge, most important, and effective brain body tools so you could make better decisions, feel, look, and do your absolute best. That's what we are all about here. Today, as you guessed, we are talking about sleep. And I'm going to share with you a few tools that I personally use that help me to fall asleep fast and then, of course, recover much faster and then wake up fresh and productive and ready to go without the need of any coffee. And hey folks, I love my coffee, I love my caffeine, but I don't want to feel like I need coffee just to wake myself up. I want to be fully charged and recovered and feel like I got it whether I have coffee or not. And that's actually a natural state when you get good quality sleep consistently on a regular basis. And speaking about regularity, first, folks, remember that if your sleep schedule is all over the place, like literally, you might wake up an hour later, an hour earlier, 2 hours later and earlier. On the weekends, your schedule might go up and down by 2-3 hours easily. Do realize that you're putting your body and your brain through experience very similar to jet lag. That's why they call it social jet lag. When you, because of your social obligations, because of your social commitments or things you decide to do, choose to shift your sleeping time, your body's major clock by 2-3 hours, and you literally, your body and brain act like as if you traveled a couple of time zones back or forward. And that translates into all of the hormonal and brain body chemistry systems misaligned and disorganized. And it's going to take, if you go to bed on the same schedule, another 2-3 days to just get back to your normal. So if now you wake up not feeling fresh, feeling sleepy, groggy, very often not really sure if you need to wake up or you need to fall back to sleep, make sure that you fix your sleep schedule first and then look into any other tools. And by fixing your schedule, I always tell my clients, just choose the time when you're most likely to go to bed and wake up on the same time. Just choose it. And believe me, your productivity, your mood, your day gonna be transformed. And because of that, your life gonna be transformed. One good night of sleep at a time. So that goes to regularity. And you can Google, you can chat GPT, resources, doctors, other experts like Matt Walker, one of the world's top experts on sleep. Regularity of your sleep really changes everything. It's not just how much of sleep you get, how many other hacks and tools you use, but also the same schedule is one of the most important tools. Because again, your body, your brain, they don't have any way to adjust your clock on the go and make you fall asleep and make you sleep efficient right then and there. You need a couple of days to be regular, to give your body and brain the signal. This is the time for us to go to bed. So do your best job to prepare us for the most effective experience. For that to happen, you need to be regular. That being said, what do I do to fall asleep? Yesterday, we went for another mountain hike. You probably heard already about my adventures if you've been listening to the podcast for a while. So we went for another mountain hike. And I was, before we began our hike, I was talking to a leader, Will Green. He's an entrepreneur building one of the builders of the ecosystem for startups, entrepreneurs, founders. And we were talking about what each of us uses to fall asleep fast and then obviously wake up productive, ready to go, all awake. And he said that when he has social outings, when he has work that he does up to the time when he sleeps, he also experiences this effect after effect. When you're in bed, but you're not really falling asleep, your brain is still buzzing and you can't fall asleep. You just still feel very much active. And a lot of entrepreneurs who are going through this period when they need to work basically up to their bedtime, or they have other social things they do, or maybe you study up to the time when you go to bed. I usually end up studying the last hour of my awake day. So I work till about 7:30 or 8, and then I study for an hour, and then I go to bed. But my brain is still very much active. And so what I do, and this is a protocol based on science recommended by our favorite and star, who's actually been on some national TV, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. He was interviewed about his whole approach and how his podcast in 2 years got to the first place in the world, right? He's like really has this status of a star neuroscientist who's known, if not to everyone that I talk to, and then pretty much, every second person. So Andrew Huberman recommends, and he made one of his own, this protocol that is called, and he, I believe, coined the term, non-sleep deep rest protocol. What it basically is, you listen to a guided meditation. You can actually do it yourself, but I find that listening to someone helps me to transition to that sleepier, calm phase even more and calm my brain down. So it's a body scan. You lay down, you listen to someone else, or you do it yourself, and you walk yourself through scanning your body. You turn all of your attention inwards, and you start usually with your fingers, and then your palm, your elbow, and you're kind of tuning in to each part of your body with your eyes closed, obviously, or maybe not obviously, but your eyes are closed. You're laying down. I do it when I go to bed. I'm under my blanket and I just put my earphones or headphones in, and then I'm listening to this recording. It's 10 minutes. And after it, I go to sleep. I fall asleep so fast. Sometimes I'm already asleep while it's playing, and then I'm like in the middle of this sleepy state. I'm like, there is some other music playing. I already fell asleep, and I just turn it off or remove my headphones, and then I just fall asleep really fast after that. So it works really, really well, and it works because when you start paying attention, switching your focus from the internal or from the external world and all the things that you thought about, the problems or the things that just happened in your maybe social gathering, when you start instead tuning into your body, tuning your attention or switching your attention focus into your body, you actually change your brain chemistry, and certain things that keep you more focused and awake, like dopamine or acetylcholine, other neurotransmitters, they start get down-regulated. And other neurotransmitters that make you feel sleepy and drowsy, they start to get upregulated. And so your state changes from focused, awake, alert, and ready to go to the sleepy one when you are ready to fall asleep. And this protocol is actually, there are quite a lot of them by now. I think Andrew Huberman made them really popular. So it's either non-sleep deep rest protocol. I also going to link one in the show notes, my favorite ones. And it's not the one with Andrew Huberman actually, but is one that is recommended by him. It has more than 1 million views by now, and I believe mostly because of Andrew Huberman. And so I'm going to link this one in the show notes. So listen to that, and I fall asleep really fast. And whenever I talk to anyone now, I always recommend them. You want to fall asleep fast? This is what you do. And all of them love it, and it works for everyone. It's, certain things are universal. I was talking also to a lot of startup people, entrepreneurs, business owners, and I told them, I love teaching all of these things because it hurts me when I know that there is an easy solution and a person is struggling for no good reason, just not knowing this knowledge. And I tell them, it's kind of like when you teach business, certain things just work. And when you see someone doing the wrong thing, you just want to give them the knowledge, like, do this works. But what I recommend is easier because biology is kind of universal. As long as you're a human being, no matter how unique you think you are, and we all are unique snowflakes, but most of the things work for a lot of people, 99.9% of people. When the science shows it across the board, okay, it works for people, then it's probably going to work for you. It's kind of like when you're trying to build muscle. No matter how you look at it, you still need to do resistance or strength training, and you still need to eat your protein. You cannot manifest yourself into having a lot of muscles. That's where, manifestation people, their whole theory kind of breaks down. They try to say, oh, just think about that and you're going to manifest things. I'm like, try to do that with your muscles. I'll see how that works. But anyhow, that's just my, rants or daily things that I get into because of what I do. Back to sleep. Choose or use the Yoga Nidra non-SDR and SDR protocol, whatever you like. I'm going to link in the show notes my favorite ones. Try it and let me know how you do. Reach out on Instagram, Angela Brain Body Coach, or my email, angela@brainbreakthroughcoach.com. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, very active and building up my presence there. So please do connect. Angela Shurina on LinkedIn. That being said, there are other things that you can do that destroy your sleep, that destroy things that make you fall asleep, make you feel sleepy, make your sleep effective. Things like exposing yourself to bright light. So today's podcast is not just about one thing. It's about a few things that can either help with your sleep or will destroy your sleep. And one of those things is exposing yourself to bright light. Like back to that idea of social outings, being out, doing things in places where you have a lot of bright light. Like not every place where you go out at night has bright lights. Some, like restaurants and other gathering places, their lights are dimmer. And it's not like going to a supermarket with super bright light. That definitely gonna destroy half and more, according to research, of your melatonin. Melatonin, some people take it as a supplement. It is not recommended because this supplement is very poorly regulated and the amount you get is usually overshoot by a lot, and your sleep quality is going to be all over the place. You'll wake up groggy, and then it's just a hormone that also affects a lot of other things in your body, from puberty to development. If you are a teen, you probably are not a teen, but it also seems to be affected different sexual hormones, and the science on that is really not clear, and what exactly it does, nobody knows, but it's a hormone. It's going to affect not just one thing, but a lot of things. So that's why it is not recommended to use on a regular basis. Now, from time to time, yeah, sure, but not everyday thing. Instead, you want to preserve the melatonin that is naturally produced by your brain. Actually, your brain produces serotonin during the day that is later in the day made into melatonin. That's why also bright light in the morning is so crucial, that sunlight into your eyes. In the first 90 minutes of your waking time, get outside, get there as early as possible to get that sunlight into your eyes. That stimulates production of serotonin. It's some geeky talk, I know, but that serotonin, what you want to understand, that sunlight in the morning actually is made later into more melatonin that makes you fall asleep. Melatonin that is also destroyed by you looking at unprotected bright lights and screens. Unprotected meaning there are glasses that block blue light. Choose the ones that you like. A lot of them look pretty damn normal, and use them when you are out or when you work on your computer, when you look at your phone at night. Also, don't forget to switch all of your devices by either installing a solution like Flux, for example, F.lux. This is an absolutely free, available for all platforms solution that allows you to switch all of your screens into a different light mode that is more orangey and red and also not as bright. And what happens is when you look at your screen, it looks more like sunset colors, and your eyes, your whole system isn't disturbed by those light. And they say that people who read, for example, on their iPads or their other devices, they fall asleep. It takes them longer to fall asleep, but there is actually no research that I'm aware of that is made with all of those other fixes like Flux software, or for example, when you have blue light blocking glasses. Like, I haven't seen any research done specifically with that. If you find it, please let me know. The main point here is bright light will destroy a lot of your melatonin, that one of the things that makes you fall asleep, that makes you feel sleepy, and changes a lot of processes in your body, in your brain, so you can fall asleep effectively, fast, and then sleep really deep and well, and wake up refreshed, feeling productive, feeling ready to go, crushing your day, reaching your goals. So, bright light, make sure that you do something to adjust the lighting. Also in your house, make sure you don't have a lot of bright blue and white, that light that you usually would see somewhere outside or in a supermarket. Make sure that you don't have that in the house. A lot of bathroom lights are super, super bright, and that can actually be destroying your melatonin, again, the one that makes you fall asleep. And so what I personally recommend to all of my clients, if they have bright light in the bathroom, or if they travel a lot, and if they're in hotels where there is light usually is very, very bright. So what I recommend is have either a small candle with you that you can use for light. Just be careful, it's still fire, don't burn yourself. Or also, I use my phone with the proper lighting, and I just direct it to the floor so it doesn't shine into my eyes all that much, and I put it against the wall in the bathroom or wherever I need it to be to illuminate my way and not destroy my melatonin that makes me fall asleep, right? That's another hack that I do. Or using some lights that I have somewhere else in my house, or purchase a small lamp with this orange and red really dim light and use it around your house. Maybe purchase a couple, and that's an easy to install, really cheap lighting solution that will help you to sleep much better. So bright light, very important aspect that not a lot of people really think about, and that might be the reason why your sleep suffers and you can never really rest well to wake up productive. A few other things. Alcohol will always destroy the quality of your sleep. No way around it. If you drink one drink 3-4 hours before bed, you might get away with that. But other than that, it's one of those substances that completely changes your sleep structure. And with alcohol, it destroys it has a more profound effect on a specific sleep stage that is called rapid eye movement sleep. What you want to understand, this is the seed of your mental health and your creativity and a lot of other things that we yet to understand. And alcohol really damages that phase of sleep that if you drink on a regular basis every night, you almost never get enough of. So your mental health might suffer a lot because of that. Even though you might feel like alcohol helps me fall asleep, it's kind of like a sedative or an imperfect sleeping pill. There is no such thing as perfect sleeping pill, so stop looking for one. It's a sedative. It knocks you out, but it doesn't make you fall asleep exactly the same way that you would naturally. So please also do realize that if you take any sleep medications, they're not your regular sleep in a pill. They're actually something quite different. A couple of other things. Coffee. Make sure that you drink your coffee 8-10 hours or earlier before your bedtime. If I go to bed at 9 p.m., I try to finish my coffee by 10. If not 10, then 11 for sure, because of that fact that caffeine still has a very long life in your body, and to completely eliminate it is probably going to take the whole day, like 24 hours, but half-life, I believe, is 12 hours, yes. And then you have, more and more of it left. The less time passes between your coffee or any caffeinated substance, be that green tea, black tea, a lot of dark chocolate that also has caffeine. Be aware of that. A lot of energy drinks, of course, have caffeine. That's how they wake you up. And that lasts in your body quite a long time and changes the architecture of your sleep. And what it means is your sleep is less efficient, effective, and you just never recover all that well mentally or physically. And by the way, if you're on a journey to build up your metabolism or build up your muscles and lose fat, that quality of sleep really matters. So make sure that you time your caffeine appropriately. Again, 8 to 10 hours minimum. You should finish your caffeinated stuff. And obviously still, the less you consume, the less effect it's going to have on your body. Having like half a liter of Starbucks coffee is not the same as having one espresso, obviously. So the dose also matters. And then we have food. The advice based on research is finish your food 2-3 hours before bed, better 3 hours earlier. For some people better, for some people not so much. Like myself, if I have my dinner too early, 4 or 5 hours before my sleep time, I just can't fall asleep, or my sleep is very short. So be aware of that. But like the golden thing, the golden rule might be 3 hours before bedtime, finish your dinner. And that makes a difference for your blood sugar regulation, for your body temperature, and the way your brain can recover. And that's why it's also on our today's podcast about the recovery, about effective sleep, because if you have your food too late, your brain also cannot recover, cannot transfer learnings and memories, and cannot build and support certain structures, cannot do the cleaning really well. That's what your also brain does, flushing out all the toxins, byproducts of its life cycle during the night. That's what your brain does. Literally, it shrinks, and then there is certain liquid lymphatic fluid, I believe it's called, that goes into your brain and then flushes out all of the toxins. So that will not happen, and you're going to accumulate a lot of garbage, so to speak, during the night after night, and then you're more prone to all of the diseases down the road. But most importantly, you will not wake up thinking that clearly, and then you're not going to be as productive, not going to be as focused, and you accumulate all this trash and damage over the years. And also, metabolically, you will not recover all that well. You will not be able to support your muscles all that well. Your blood sugar going to be dysregulated, all of that because you had your dinner all too late. And also because of, again, change in body temperature that happens because the food is still digesting in your stomach, being metabolized. All of that going to decrease the quality of your sleep. Your sleep is going to be inefficient. And not only that, you're going to have long-term consequences for your productivity and all the diseases down the road that you might be getting because of poor quality of sleep. Food. So we got the food, and also let's talk a little bit about supplements. Your body does need certain vitamins and minerals. Obviously, you probably heard about magnesium, how important it is, seems to be for all of the processes, but also for sleep. Then besides magnesium, there is a whole range of 30 plus vitamins and minerals that your body needs for normal function, sleep including. Sleep is a process, just like anything else, that your body has to manufacture chemically as well. And so when you don't have your vitamins and minerals checked up every single day, then guess what you get? You get poor quality of sleep as a result of that as well. And I'm not sure how many people actually, I don't think we have data on that, how many people have sleep problems because of their inadequate nutrient status that just, chronic and continues day after day after day. So your multivitamin, take your magnesium as at least one of the minerals. Don't forget to also, if you're not a dairy fan, take your calcium. A lot of people also are deficient in that main electrolyte that your body needs for many different things, not just your bones, but also to maintain certain brain-body chemistry and to make your sleep more effective. So calcium, magnesium, make sure you get enough of that. If you need advice, reach out. I'm available for Q&A sessions. Take your multivitamin, take your multimineral. That also matters for the quality of your sleep. And that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Let's recap. If your brain is still buzzing and it's time to sleep, use NSDR or Yoga Nidra, or my favorite protocol that I got from Andrew Huberman is linked in the show notes. Bright light will destroy your melatonin, so don't be surprised if when you see a lot of bright lights in a supermarket, in your own bathroom, that you can't sleep after. Also, your devices, make sure that you do all the measures that we talked about. Coffee, 8 to 10 hours, and all the caffeinated drinks and substances before your bedtime. Food, 3 hours before your bed. Supplements, your body still needs all these vitamins and minerals to make you fall asleep as well. In the morning, don't forget to get that sunlight, because that is actually made into melatonin that makes you fall asleep late at night. And here's your your digital sleeping pill, and not just digital, but also lifestyle sleeping pill, that before you get into any other sorts of solutions, medications, going to clinic, make sure that you do all of these things that I just mentioned. They really change the quality of your sleep. And also don't forget, regularity matters. Regularity comes first. Please do set up a regular sleeping schedule and stick with it. Otherwise, you're going to be giving yourself this jet lag and your whole brain body system going to be dysregulated. If you have questions, reach out. If you know me in real life, definitely reach out with any questions. One thing, folks, I always ask you to do these days is please do share this podcast. I'm going to also work on promotion on my site with all the different tools available. But on your side, it would make a really, really, really big difference in my life if you share it with just one other person, this podcast, via whichever way works for you. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Podcast Addict, anywhere where you find this podcast, share it, screenshots, share on social media, on WhatsApp, any other messengers that really makes a difference, helps us all to be better, to feel better, to live better, and creates a better world around us. So help others by sharing this podcast. It's also going to be a huge help to me. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you. Thank you for listening, for your time, attention. Have awesome rest of the weekend. Sleep well. Just upgrade your sleep for an awesome, productive, and moon shooting week ahead. Sleep well and use this toolkit. Share it, and I'll talk to you very soon.